Hey, what's up guys? It's 2Scoops back in with Sonic Academy. Today I'm going to be going over 10 tips that will help you improve your production. For the first tip, I'm going to be going over how to make an 808 generator. And after that, I'm going to be going over stuff such as how to make drums from scratch, how to make claps from scratch, building hard dance kicks, building different effects from scratch such as sweep ups, risers, and impacts, as well as creating sample-based and synth-based phaser techniques in Ableton Live, and using vocal phrases for drop synths, as well as granular stretching, multi-band sidechaining, and utilizing Ableton Live's clip algorithm. All right, so here we go. For the 808 generator, basically, my idea behind this was how do I make a synth that you can basically change one or two parameters and change the complete sound of the 808. So you can just make a bunch of different 808s, and you can resample them and utilize them to your liking. So basically it's gonna sound like this. And when you change the frequency of the phaser, it'll actually change the shape of the sound. So it'll sound something like this. So basically what you can do is make a bunch of different sounds with the 808, resample them and repurpose them however you want fairly quickly. So to start off, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make an initialize patch, init. And then I'm going to start off with oscillator 1, changing the saw to a sine wave. So because most 808s tend to use sine waves. Other people like shaping their 808s with different waveforms, but today we're just going to use sine. So setting this up, I'm going to close this now, change the amp envelope, and I'm going to assign the G envelope to the pitch course, just all pitch course. So it's because pretty much I'm just going to shape that to sound like the actual 808 kick sound. So here we go. Let's draw this in here. And make sure you hit retrig so it starts at the beginning of the envelope every time. It sounds like just kind of like a basic kick there. Gonna switch this up a couple octaves. There we go. Yeah, so that's kind of starting to sound like a very simple, basic 808 sound for trap music or whatever you're trying to do. Secondly, we're gonna move to the second oscillator once you have that in place, and we're going to turn on the voices. You can that's very low, so I'm gonna shift this up 2 octaves, and pretty much what I'm gonna do now is use the second and third oscillator as harmonic shapers. What you can actually do is layer other oscillators on top of it, and when you slightly turn them up a bit at different pitches, it can add a lot of harmonics to your 808. And this is actually something I learned from a buddy of mine, and he actually uses it in a lot of his stuff. So basically, go to sine. Now shift this up by the semitones up to a 7th. You can kind of hear that. There's like more of a grit feel to that. But the key is to turn it down a lot though, so just adds a little bit of grittiness there. Then after that, what we're gonna do is add the third oscillator at an octave up. So we're gonna go 3 octaves up just because we're 2 octaves up right now. And turn up the voices so we can get that going. Obviously change this to a sine. About this guy right here. There we go. All right, so to start off here, we're gonna assign the macro to the volumes of 2 and 3. So let's see here. Macro 1 is gonna go to volume, and then again, macro 1 will go to volume. So when you turn this, we're gonna actually start by turning these down. Start to get those harmonics. That's a bit extreme when you go to the higher amount, so usually you're gonna wanna use it around this range, about probably to 19 or 20, maybe less. Maybe like 10 would be good. Pretty gritty right there. next what we're gonna do is make our way down to the inserts down here, and this is the key factor of all of this here. So we're going to use a distortion with a wave shaper right here. Turn up the drive. Sounds like a proper 808 right there. So we're going to assign the drive to macro 2 now. So basically these macros are going to function as the elements to change the sound. So thus generating different 808 sounds. So macro 2, now we can do. Use both of these interchangeably or together, and you can get some really cool different sounds. So then after that, what we're going to do is move to the second insert and switch it from chorus to phaser. And this is the actual generating aspect of this. We're going to move the poles down to a lower number because too many poles kind of creates almost like really messy sound. And basically, we're not using this as a standard phaser, what you kind of hear on a lot of different sounds. We're kind of just using it to reshape the 808, so and give it kind of a unique flavor and sound to it. So we're going to assign the poles to macro 3, and I don't like to go higher than usually 5 poles at most. It's a bit much at that point. So I'm probably just going to keep it down at the lower numbers, like 2 or 1. So or not 1. There's not only 1 pole, so just 2. And then I'm going to take the dry wet all the way up to 100. Keep these where they are, the input and output, and move the feedback all the way up. Change the rate and the depth down to 0. And let's see how this sounds here. Don't forget to turn on the phaser. That was my bad. You kind of start to hear the different shapes. So what I'm going to do is assign the frequency to macro 4, and let's see if we add a few more poles here. Kind of like that. It is quite subtle differences, but in the overall track, you can easily shape different 808s with this method. Obviously, the choice is yours to take this kind of as far as you want to take it, but I definitely use this technique a lot with Anatu and other software synths to get just cool different 808s and whatnot. You can also change the wave shaper to different types of distortions, and the choice is yours to go as far as you want with post-production on the 808s. So yeah, that's basically how I make my 808 generators. For the next tip, in the next video, I'm going to be going over how I make drums from scratch with Kick 2 and Anna interchangeably. Peace.
Thanks everybody for watching, commenting, and indeed liking. We really do appreciate all the support we get here on our Sonic Academy YouTube channel. So if you found this video super useful, please, we'd love you to hit the subscribe button. We update the YouTube channel every week with new content. And if you want to watch some more relevant content, just click on the videos beside me.